Goal setting strategies. Stop wishing and start moving. How many times have you told yourself, I'm going to do that someday? Here's the problem: someday isn't on the calendar. Today, I want to talk directly to you about setting goals and, more importantly, actually doing something about them. A lot of people have dreams. We want to save money. We want to get healthier. We want to clean up the house. We want to start a business. We want to learn something new. We want to travel. We want to finish projects we've been talking about for years. But wanting something and working towards something are two different things. That's where goal setting comes in. And don't make this complicated. You don't need some fancy system with 20 charts hanging on your wall. Start with one question. What do you really want to accomplish? Be specific. Don't just say, I want to save more money. How much? Maybe it's $1,200 a year. Now, we can work with that. That's $100 a month. See what happened? We took a wish and turned it into something measurable. And that's one of the first things I want you to remember. Make the goal clear enough that you know when you're making progress. Next, write it down. Don't just keep everything floating around in your head. Put it somewhere you can see it. And don't overwhelm yourself with 15 different goals at the same time. Pick something important, something that could actually make a difference in your life. Then break it down. Let's say you want to organize your entire house. If you stand there looking at the whole house, you might say, forget it, that's too much. So don't start with the whole house. Start with one room. If one room is too much, start with one closet. If the closet feels like too much, start with one shelf. That's how progress works. Small steps start adding up. And I think sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for small progress because we're too busy looking at how far we still have to go. Turn around occasionally and look at how far you've actually come. That's important. Now, here's another part people don't always like. Give yourself a deadline, because without some kind of time frame, it's very easy to keep saying, I'll get to it. Monday becomes Friday. Friday becomes next month. Next month becomes next year. Before you know it, you're still talking about the same thing. But I also want to make something clear. A deadline isn't supposed to become a weapon you use against yourself. Life happens. Things change. Emergencies happen. Money gets tight. Family situations come up. Sometimes your plan has to change. That's okay. Change the plan if you need to. Just don't automatically give up on the goal. That's the difference. And when you have a setback, and you will have setbacks, don't turn one bad day into a bad month. You plan to work out today and didn't. Get back to it tomorrow. You plan to save $100 this month, but could only save $60. You still save $60. Keep moving. You plan to finish your project on Friday and it takes until Tuesday. Finish Tuesday. Progress doesn't always happen according to our original schedule. The important thing is that you're still moving. And here's something else I want you to think about. Make sure you're chasing your goal, not somebody else's. People will tell you what you ought to have, where you ought to live, what you ought to drive, how much money you ought to make, and what success is supposed to look like. But you're the one who has to live your life. Your goals need to mean something to you. Ask yourself, why do I do this? That's an important question, because when things get difficult, your reason can keep you going. Maybe you're saving because you want more financial security. Maybe you're exercising because you want to remain active and independent. Maybe you're learning technology because you don't want the digital world passing you by. Maybe you're building something because you've carried the idea around for years and you're finally ready to see what it can become. Whatever it is, know your reason. And please stop waiting for everything to be perfect. That's another trap. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I know everything. I'll start when I have better equipment. Sometimes you have to start with what you've got. You learn while you're moving. You make adjustments. You make mistakes. You correct them. That's part of the process. I've learned something over the years. You can spend so much time preparing to start that you never actually start. At some point, you've got to move. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Pick one goal. Write it down. Decide why it matters. Give yourself a reasonable deadline. Break it into small steps and then identify one thing you can do today. Not next month, not next year, today. And then do it. If you've got a goal you're working towards, put it down in the comments. You might encourage someone else who's trying to do the same thing. And if these conversations are helping you, hit the like button, subscribe to Just Straight Talk, and share this video with somebody who keeps saying they're going to start someday. Maybe today needs to become their someday. I'm Resample with Just Straight Talk, presented by Sample Us. Keep setting goals, keep making adjustments, and most importantly, keep moving. Remember, truth don't change, just straight talk.